currents at the New York beaches today from the city all the way out to Montauk. Jersey Shore, the waves are going to be from 3 to 4 feet with a moderate risk of rip currents. So this afternoon we could have a pop-up shower or a thunderstorm. We'll be looking at sunshine tomorrow through the weekend. It's going to be gorgeous. Shirlene, Ken, have a great day.
Sure is going to be a beaut. Thanks, Bill. That is the news for now. I'm Shirlene Ellicott.
And I'm Ken Rosado. More local news, traffic, and weather in 25 minutes. Good Morning America is next.
Your shot at almost $9 million in Lotto Loot tonight on ABC 7 NY.
Good morning, America. As we come on the air this morning, a defining moment for President Trump after legal blows from two close associates. His former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleading guilty to campaign finance felonies, saying he paid hush money to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal to influence the 2016 campaign at the direction of candidate Trump, implicating Mr. Trump in a federal crime. As former campaign chair Paul Manafort convicted in the first trial by the special counsel, we're going to break it all down with Michael Cohen's attorney and our political and legal experts.
A lot to unpack on this Wednesday morning. Also, we have sad news from Iowa for that missing college student. A tragic ending in that month-long search. The body of Molly Tibbetts has been found. What we know about the man taken into custody after confessing to the killing of the 20-year-old girl and leading investigators to the spot where she was discovered. Authorities saying he was in the country illegally. We'll have the very latest this morning.
And this morning, an ABC News exclusive one-on-one with Ariana Grande. The pop star revealing how she overcame the horror of that Manchester concert bombing and returned to the stage with the help of her fans. Plus the story behind her inspiring new music and how she found her soulmate. That's coming up this morning, only on GMA.
We'll hear her sing as well, but let's get right to our top story. That double legal blow for President Trump. His former campaign chair, Paul Manafort, convicted on bank and tax fraud charges just minutes after Michael Cohen pleaded guilty in federal court to campaign finance crimes that he says he committed at the direction of candidate Trump. A bombshell claim, and that's where we begin with ABC's chief national correspondent, Tom Yamas. Good morning, Tom.
George, good morning to you. A stunning day in court. Michael Cohen used to profess his loyalty to President Trump, but that loyalty melting under legal pressure. Cohen worked to shield the president from any type of trouble, now pointing the finger right at him. This morning, Michael Cohen, the president's longtime personal attorney and fixer, facing prison time, leaving federal court on Tuesday on a $500,000 bond.
Michael, what's your message to the president?
Cohen silent outside of court, but inside telling the judge President Trump, as a candidate, directed him to arrange hush money agreements, saying, I participated in this conduct for the principal purpose of influencing the election. That admission implicating the president in campaign finance crimes. One of those payments to porn star Stormy Daniels, just 11 days before the election. The president initially claiming he didn't know about the payment.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Then why, Michael?
Cohen also admitting to coordinating the $150,000 payoff to former playmate Karen McDougal, which included selling her story of a year-long affair with Mr. Trump to the National Enquirer. Cohen secretly recording a 2016 conversation allegedly discussing this matter with Mr. Trump.
When it comes time for the financing, which will be, listen,
what financing?
we'll have to pay you. So, no. I got, no.
For more than a decade, Cohen was President Trump's right-hand man.
I'll do anything to protect Mr. Trump. I'm obviously very loyal and very dedicated to Mr. Trump.
But that all changed when Cohen's home office and hotel were raided by the FBI in April. By June, the pressure was mounting. Cohen telling George during an interview, my wife, my daughter, and my son have my first loyalty and always will. I put family and country first. And after that guilty plea, the president's current legal team saying this: there is no allegation of any wrongdoing against the president in the government's charges against Mr. Cohen. It is clear that, as the prosecutor noted, Mr. Cohen's actions reflect a pattern of lies and dishonesty over a significant period of time.
And Michael Cohen also pleading guilty to tax evasion and bank fraud. He faces serious prison time. And the big question, will he cooperate with federal prosecutors, including with the special counsel in the Russia investigation? George?
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Let's take that question now to Michael Cohen's attorney, Lanny Davis. Lanny, thank you for joining us this morning. Is Michael Cohen prepared to tell everything he knows about President Trump to Special Counsel Robert Mueller and other prosecutors?
Yes, 100%. That's the decision he made, and that led to what happened yesterday, and that's why his feelings right now are a mixture of the pain he went through for his family, but relief and liberation that he can now speak completely the truth without the shadow of the potential prosecution hanging over him.
In court yesterday, he implicated President Trump in a federal crime. As you know, President Trump's defenders are already attacking Mr. Cohen's credibility. Does he have evidence to support those claims?
Let me make 100% clear, the evidence was provided definitively by Donald Trump's lawyers. They wrote the special counsel and said Donald Trump directed Michael Cohen to make these illegal payments. That's not a dispute. It's not about credibility. It's his lawyers in a letter used the word directed. Rudy Giuliani said, don't believe what Trump said on Air Force One. It's not a crime to lie to the American people. And he said Donald Trump reimbursed Michael Cohen.
So to be clear, if Michael Cohen committed a federal crime at the direction of President Trump, does that mean President Trump committed a federal crime?
President Trump committed a criminal act that corrupted our democracy. That's what the campaign finance laws are about. The same way that the Russians, complicit with WikiLeaks and evidence that members of the campaign at least facilitated that conspiracy.
You say that Michael Cohen is now liberated to tell the truth about President Trump. You just said he implicated President Trump in a federal crime. Can he implicate the president in other crimes?
I don't know yet. I know that he needs help from the American people who have a vested interest in avoiding a president who commits crimes and denies Russian interference.
What information does he have about the president? Does he have information about possible collusion with the Russians, the campaign, that would be of interest to Special Counsel Robert Mueller?
Well, I've got to be careful talking about what Michael Cohen has shared with me as an attorney. I'm not allowed to do that. But I can tell you it's my observation that what he knows, that he witnessed, will be of interest to the special counsel. That's my opinion. We'll see.
Other investigative bodies, including the New York Attorney General?
He will tell the truth to everybody who asks him about Mr. Trump. When he retained me, we had long conversations about exactly the issue. Will you tell the truth about Donald Trump after all the years that you were loyal to him and worked for him? His answer was, I want to hit the reset button. He needs help for himself and his family. And the Michael Cohen truthfund.com go-to site is for the American people who want to help Michael Cohen tell the truth.
You said he wants to hit the reset button. Rudy Giuliani said that his past actions show a pattern of lies and dishonesty. We heard similar words from the prosecutor yesterday. I think the question for a lot of Americans will be, Michael Cohen lied before. Why should we believe him now?
I understand that the man who says truth isn't truth, Rudy Giuliani, has a strange definition of what truth is. But we're not debating anything today. Michael Cohen was directed, according to Donald Trump's lawyers, to do a criminal act. So whatever you attack on Michael Cohen's credibility, you can't attack Donald Trump's lawyers for using the words directed Michael Cohen to do that criminal act.
Final question. Would Michael Cohen accept a presidential pardon? Does he want one?
He will not and does not want anything from Donald Trump. After working for him all of those years, he came to the recognition that Donald Trump is a president unsuitable to have that office and the powers of that office, which he has abused and which Donald Trump will continue to abuse, perhaps using the pardon power, and Michael Cohen wants no part of that abuse.
Lanny Davis, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
And I would imagine that after hearing that, President Trump not inclined to pardon Michael Cohen.
What an end to their relationship, but you addressed that big question. If it was a crime for Cohen, is it a crime for the president? Great interview, George. We want to move now to the other major legal case against someone in President Trump's orbit. His former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, found guilty on 8 counts, while a mistrial was declared on the 10 remaining counts. And ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us from Washington. And Pierre, what does this all mean for Manafort?
Paula, good morning. The former chairman of the Trump campaign is now a convicted felon, facing a maximum of 80 years in prison. The jury convicted him of 8 felonies involving tax evasion, bank fraud, and failing to disclose